Hello and welcome to Day of the Devs 2000. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna call this thing. Day of the Devs 2000 GDC.
It's on the wall.
Hi everybody and welcome to Day of the Devs. That's right, we're doing a special edition of Day of the Devs where you can watch it in your very own home, safe from all disease and infection, and just the only thing that will infect you here is love. Love for video games. Greg here and his pals have gathered together 12 great games to show to you, and it was originally going to be at a live show during GDC, but the Game Developers Conference was postponed, but they have supported us in sharing this with you in a more direct sort of way, and hopefully when it comes back as a show, there'll be a GDC Day of the Devs there too. But for now, tell us how this all works, Greg. How did these games get put together?
We've been doing Day of the Devs. Double Fine and I Am 8-Bit have been hosting this for 8 years now. This is the 8th year of doing this. It's crazy. And it started trying to put a spotlight on amazing indie developers and indie games throughout the industry. So we always try to find the best games we can from around the world. So we work with all of our friends at various platform holders, basically all of them, PlayStation and Xbox and Nintendo and Steam and Epic, and we all get together and talk about our favorite indie games coming out and kind of across platforms decide what are the most exciting things that we can be showing. So we have a bunch of people we reach out to, over 300 submissions every year, and we've curated that down to this list of 12 games and try to have a really kind of broad spectrum of diverse games from people all over the world. We've got stuff from Germany and from Japan, from Denmark, big teams, small teams, some student projects. And they all have very diverse styles in terms of visuals and game mechanics, and we're trying to find things that are really pushing the industry forward in unique and interesting ways.
Yeah, that's great, and so glad we're able to do this because a lot of people. GDC is one of those events that helps you promote your games, and for indie developers, like you don't have money to just buy ads and promote your games. So it was really an important event for them, and then it seemed so heartbreaking that GDC wouldn't happen for good reasons, of course. But so that's why I'm so glad that we were able to still have this show and share these games. And so thanks to our sponsors for sticking with us.
Yeah, we've got 12 games to show. One of them is a world premiere. Exciting.
World premiere.
And yeah, like we said, every year we try to really focus on the developers, make it very easy for them. It's a free event. We handle all the setup, all of the hardware and everything, and that is thanks to all of our sponsors who chip in and help. So that's the Game Developers Conference, which are letting us do this stream and have graciously hosted this. And we will have a selection of games, maybe some of these, maybe some new ones at GDC once it happens down the road. PlayStation, ID at Xbox, Nintendo, Epic Games, Steam, Humble Bundle, NVIDIA, Logitech, and Astro Gaming all help with hardware in various forms and helping support the event financially as well.
For many years.
And also, a very extra special thanks to Dose One, who provided music for the stream. Always kicking beats. Dose is the best.
I don't know how he finds the time. He's in 12 of the games that we're going to show.
He's on multiple games in the showcase.
Well, let's get to the games. I'm excited. What's the first one?
First game we're going to look at is Cloudpunk. It's from a studio called Ionlands in Berlin, Germany. You can see, I think, a little bit sneak peek of this behind, but we'll cut to gameplay soon. It's a neo-noir adventure story game set in kind of a cyberpunk voxel world where you play as an employee of a delivery service delivering packages around the world. Obviously, it unfolds and there's a lot of intrigue behind it, but kind of has a little bit of those Crazy Taxi vibes of delivering packages throughout this beautiful landscape. So, enjoy.
Control, I'm at the destination and no one is here. Control, Camus, are you awake?
Yes, I am awake. Excited. Want to help.
Can you scan the area? Local scan. Look for ID chips on possible delivery containers.
I don't know how. Wait, I know how. I think. What is box?
A box is a square cube.
No. What is that box? It's right there.
Okay, I see it. I guess that's the package then.
Why is no one here? I have bad feelings.
Me too, Camus.
I hear noise.
What noise, Camus?
Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. From the package.
I hear it too.
I still have bad feelings.
1 second, Camus. Control, come in. Control, this is driver 14FC. Come in, this is important.
Driver 14FC, this is Control. Please deliver your current package with urgency.
Control, why is this package ticking?
You don't think she should have to do this. I'll tell her.
Control, what's happening there?
Nothing. I've been informed that you're to stop calling us about the package. Deliver it quickly. That is all, please. No more communication until delivery.
Camus, I don't know what to do.
I am nervous.
Why?
I am nervous because you are nervous. Maybe we can throw away the tick-tock. Tick-tock, 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 tick-tock.
Maybe. I could dump it at the trash chute in Section 8B. That sends it into the refuse collection at the base of the city. Nothing ever comes back from there.
Will Mr. Control be mad?
Yes, but I get a bad feeling too, Camus. I think it will be bad either way.
I want to help, but don't know what to do.
I know, Camus, I know. I just have to make a call on this one. I guess it was nothing. We did our job, Camus. We shouldn't ask so many questions.
I am not sure.
You want to say something?
If it is okay?
Sure.
Is this a job good?
It pays good.
Are we doing good things?
No more questions, please, Camus.
Okay.
That's awesome. So what is the next game?
Next up is Chicory, A Colorful Tale. So this is from Greg Lebanov, who created Wandersong, which I know you played and loved.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think you can tell it's in the DNA of the game. It feels like it comes from him, because it does. And I think if you think about Wandersong as a quirky adventure narrative game about music, this is that, but about art. So it's basically said, the main premise is that you're in this world where there's this famous artist named Chicory, who goes missing, and with her, all the color of the world also goes missing. And so you pick up her brush and kind of take the helm and are there to bring color back to the world and find out what happened to Chicory. So you have this magical paintbrush and are able to actually paint on the black and white landscape like it's a coloring book. I think the mechanics are kind of a Zelda-like world, but obviously has a beautiful art style of its own. Also, the music is from Lena Raine, who we know and are friends of, did the music on Celeste and many wonderful projects as well. So that'll be a highlight as well.
Well, Greg, I think we should carry on. It's not funny yet.
Am I supposed to respond
It's going to
to
be
that?
funny as soon as you... Yeah.
Okay. Next is Carry
Yes!
On.
Yes! Joke landed.
Perfect. You're the king of them. Next we're going to look at a game called Carry On from a studio called Phobia Game Studios in Warsaw, Poland. They pitched this game as a reverse horror game in that you are the animal doing the dirty deeds. So you're in the role of this kind of like amorphous blob that is destroying the world and stalking and consuming all of these enemies around you. The structure of the game is kind of Metroidvania, so getting new abilities and unlocking new areas. But I think just you can tell from looking at how good it feels and how much you just want to take control of that blob and cause mayhem.
It's very satisfying.
Yeah.
It's like being the creature from the thing.
Yeah.
And he's really what's the word? You really empathize.
Yes.
He didn't ask to be born. I think we can all relate to that. Just wants to get revenge
Exactly.
against the scientists that created him.
Next up is Komako from Half Past Yellow. It's a new studio out of Copenhagen. It's an adventure game. You like adventure games?
Yeah.
Yeah. A hand-drawn adventure game.
Oh my God, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
Look at that.
Very striking. I think it's hard to not see a GIF or an image of this and be intrigued.
I love the color palette and the style of the... call it the art.
Yeah, it's very, very unique and
And they have
personal.
reflective puddles. We don't have reflective puddles.
There's no other game that looks like that, for sure. And it's a neat mix of kind of like 90s cartoon and like indie comic zine world that you don't really see in games. So I think that's super fresh, and obviously we love adventure games. So.
You know what game I love? Minute. You ever played Minute?
I love that game.
It's really good. If we could ever get a game by the people who made Minute, I'd be super psyched.
Well, the next game that we're going to look at is Disc Room. It's a super group that includes developers of Minute, Kitty Callis and JW, but also Terry Velman and Dose One, who did Heavy Bullets, coming together for this amazing game. It's a very hardcore game where death is inevitable. You're going to die all the time, and it's about prolonging your life and surviving. So yeah, the premise of the game is there's rooms full of discs that are there to kill you, and you have to survive as long as possible. That starts unraveling in different ways, and sometimes you have to die in multiple different ways, or sometimes there's very cryptic alien puzzles that you're trying to solve, but ultimately traversing this series of rooms full of deadly discs. They call it a dodge 'em up. There is, a set of abilities you'll get over time, like dodges and things like that, but never any guns. So always going to be about survival and pacifism.
So they're obviously against violence, I can tell by looking at this game. Actually, I haven't seen any blood yet.
Yeah, it's pretty hardcore.
How are they staying alive so long?
That's
I'm already stressed out. Oh.
has that perfect tuning where you
Yeah.
always like
Yeah,
are
there's-
about to die
there is-
right when the time runs up, and then
there
you
is
do.
blood.
Yeah. So enjoy, don't die.
Well, yeah, I accept it. And it was all about dying. They got me used to that. Oh, this one's pretty.
Yes, it is. Let's talk about it. This is rainy season. It's actually a student game. So this is a Japanese illustration student who is doing video games as a hobby and doing a very good job of it, obviously. And it's a life sim about kind of just living your life in the rainy season in Japan, interacting with your family members and talking to them, picking up objects and interacting with them as well, and daydreaming about life outside of the rain.
So it's like Shenmue, but low-key Shenmue.
Yeah, it's like life in Japan in a quiet way, I suppose. And I mean, anyone who has visited Japan, it feels like very nostalgic. It feels like you're there. So it's pretty neat.
What's next?
Up next is Heavenly Bodies from 2 Point Interactive, studio in Melbourne, Australia. A hotspot of indie games. I feel like every year there's more and more Australian games in Day of the Devs. The main show we had like 8 last year, so they just keep coming. And actually, the team shares a space with the House guys who did Untitled Goose Game, everyone's favorite.
Yeah. But they split the rent evenly?
It's actually a larger workspace. There's even more people who work there, but lots of cool games coming out of there. This is a physics-based game about cosmonauts who are kind of dealing with a variety of scenarios in space.
And grabbing things.
Trying to grab things, trying to deal with, I guess, the unpredictable nature of zero gravity. And it's a co-op game, which we don't see a lot of anymore, and I love co-op games. Fun to play with people.
Will there be 2 astronauts on the screen during co-op mode? Or?
Hopefully you will see gameplay of co-op, because you can play single player, but it obviously is more fun. Everything's more fun when it's co-op.
Except if your partner's really bad.
Which probably will happen in this game. So.
You killed us!
That's
Why
the point.
did you? Is Sandra Bullock in this?
I don't believe so.
No.
Maybe if it does
well, you could
the
pretend
sequel.
that's Sandra Bullock in that outfit. Let's look at some more awesome games, Greg Rice.
Let's do it. We got Sludge Life. We already saw a game from this duo, Terry Velman and Dose One, who did Heavy Bullets together, back in action.
Overachievers.
Yeah, 2 games in 1 year. Wow, I don't know that that's happened before. So this is collaborators on Heavy Bullets and Disc Room. Also Dose, who did the music for Gang Beasts, doing kind of a first-person open-world narrative sandbox game. So it's just a world you can freely roam and talk to whoever you want, and it's just kind of oozing with style. He plays a graffiti artist, and all the characters are very colorful and have interesting, strange things to say. So just a cool space to be in and live a little life for a while.
Neat.
Yeah.
And it has good music.
Of course, yeah, Dose did all music and writing, so it sounds good. It's got lots of funny, weird jokes.
It's a Dose explosion.
It is. This is Paper Beast. Up next, Paper Beast from Pixel Reef, led by Eric Chahi.
Oh, wait, hold on, start over. I just distracted.
You were so into it.
Yeah.
You were zoning into it.
What is this crazy thing, Greg?
This is Paper Beast from Pixel Reef, led by Eric Chahi.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a legend.
Legend.
He's a legend, and you know about legends.
Another World.
Yes, he did Another World and From Dust, and I think when you see this game, you can see it pulls elements of both of those games.
That's what I was like, is this From Dust? Because it has the...
It has some mechanics of From Dust and just like cool
Landscape
presentation
formula.
style of Another World. Yeah, they're out of France. It's a VR title, so it seems to be a very meditative space to be in. It's an adventure game, but also kind of this interactive sandbox world to play with, full of giant paper beasts.
PlayStation.
More? Can there be more?
There are more. We got more games. Next up is She Dreams Elsewhere from Studio Xavier in Cleveland, Ohio, which I think is actually just a one-person studio mostly. Davian Gooden making this game with a few collaborators and friends, but it's a surreal adventure game RPG about a comatose woman where you're kind of exploring her dreams in her world. a lot of kind of commentary on mental health and anxiety and things like that. And it sounds like a kind of personal, emotional story. I think the visuals and audio really jumped out at us on this one. It just obviously has a really unique presentation and style to it. And I wish you could hear it because the music is really awesome.
Can they hear it?
They will be able to hear it. But yeah, it gives me sort of Undertale vibes, which I think it might hopefully click in the same way for people. Up next,
Skatebird! Woo! Skatebird, obviously based on the hummingbird that's outside of our office right now. It's so cute and cool at the same time.
You don't have to say anything. It sells itself, right?
Let me sell it some more though, because this bird is sick. Can we still say that? Sick. This bird is sick.
I think so. Well, you mean because of
the
eras or the coronavirus?
Because everyone is sick right now. No, he died. Oh, he died every minute in this game. That's the gimmick of it.
The bird. You're getting confused.
Okay.
So
this is bird. Get up, birdie. Get up. Get up, birdie.
And it skates. It's from Glass Bottom Games in Seattle, led up by Megan Fox, and it's a skateboarding bird game.
And I like skateboarding games. I enjoy them, but I'm way more into this one. And I think it's something about it.
I think it's the bird.
It could be the bird, and how the bird flaps his little wings when you do a little trick. Can he do like grabs?
Yeah, there's actually some narrative stuff too. So you'll meet other birds who will come to your to your skate park and unlock other skate parks for you and have little quests for you too.
Skate Nest.
Skate Nest. Oh, that's cute. Now it is called a Skate Nest.
Who made this game?
Megan Fox. We just said this.
Did you go over all that stuff? I was transfixed by that.
Yes.
B-roll.
From Glass Bottom Games, a small team up in Seattle, Washington.
Exciting. I'm really excited about this one. I mean, excited about all of them, but I'm really excited about this one.
It's a silly, fun one for sure.
Bird in flight and swift in diving for its prey. But the peculiar structure of its body prevents it from making a perfect landing. See everything that moves in the water. And when a fish swims by, he strikes and seizes the fish with his bill. When he sees a fish come near the surface, he plunges like a blue streak.
Is it time for our world premiere?
It is. We've seen so many wonderful games, but there is one more, and it is a secret surprise you're seeing here for the first time. I think we're not going to say anything. We're just going to roll footage. Let you guys enjoy it.
World premiere. World premiere.
I need to upload the digital brain first. It should be in the box.
Russell, did you receive it?
It just arrived.
Good. Listen, priority is to find the real cause of death.
Looks like where the body was. Upload is ready. Evie, ready?
Yes.
Good. Please scan for the latest memory you can find. Ideally just before her death.
Understood.
So this is when she died. Hello there, Joanna. What was in your mind when you looked at your shadow? Interesting glitch on the clock. Reconstructing glass from memories. I don't think we'll ever get it right. Afternoon light. Didn't she die at night? Afternoon light. Didn't she die at night? She might have known she was going to die. Is there enough data to reconstruct a subjective state of the memory?
Yes.
Good. I'll enter the subjective state and see what I can find.
Subjective reconstruction was successful, but I couldn't interpret all data.
It's fine, Evie. Subjective interpretation is tough for any AI, even a special one like you. A picture of a dog. Following her? Her laptop. Maybe this is the right moment.
% of dream reconstructed.
What
Holy
was that?
cow, what did I
was
just
that?
see? That was crazy.
That was the Signifier from Play Me Studios in Santiago, Chile. And it is, you just saw it. It's a crazy adventure game, 3D, super high-end visual narrative experience about exploring people's minds and memories.
That's super, super cool.
Yeah, awesome. Well, that was it. Wonderful games.
Are we done?
Thanks for doing this. Yeah,
Oh.
we are. Thank you, Double Fine and
oh.
I Am 8-Bit
Yeah.
for a wonderful...
Thank you, Greg Rice, for coming
Of
here
course.
to do this special thing.
Anytime. And thanks for all the devs for showing these games. I'm glad we're able to get them out there in some way. They're beautiful things. They're coming out in many cases very soon, so keep an eye out for them. Again, thanks to all the sponsors, and stay tuned for more Day of the Devs. Later this year in November, we'll be doing another big showcase. Many more games, new games, unreleased games. It's going to be great. And now I think it's time for the IGF and GDC Choice Awards.
Oh, really? Is that coming up now?
It is right now.
Exciting.
Who's
I better
going to
get ready.
win?
Oh, I'm not hosting this. It's fine.
Some wonderful
Knights
host.
and
It's going to be much
Bikes.
funnier.
No, and I heard those. Well, I don't want to spoil it. There's a lizard in it.
And
You'll find out.
we'll see. All right. Enjoy the show.
Knights and Bikes!